Hi, I'm Angela Wayne and I'm a consultant psychologist in the Persistent Symptoms Service that's part of the Physical Health Psychology Service.
Hello, I'm Helen Walker. I'm the Clinical Allied Health Professional Lead in the Persistent Physical Symptoms Service.
So you'll have met with one of our practitioners either through a phone call or through a video chat to think about what are the things that you're struggling with most at the moment and how might our service be able to help you with that. Now, unfortunately, because we've got the COVID situation at the moment, that means that you can't physically come to one of our group programs. So what we've tried to do is to develop an alternative model that lets us use the manual, and you'll have received a copy of that in the post, to have a weekly call from the practitioner, probably who you met on the first call, and to have these videos, which are roughly organised into a weekly programme.
You will receive a Living Well programme manual. This contains information, tasks and guidance around the strategies taught throughout the course. This is for you to use both during and after the group. If you are unsure about anything that you read in the manual, please discuss this with your clinician during your weekly phone calls. As part of the alternative arrangements as a result of COVID-19, our staff have also put together videos on a range of topics that are covered within our Living Well programme. We also have audio recordings of all the mindfulness exercises that you will be invited to try. These videos and audio files can be found on our website at php.cumbria.nhs.uk by clicking on Resources and then clicking on Living Well Group Resources. At an arranged time each week during the Living Well programme, a clinician from our team will make contact with you to discuss what you have looked at for that week of the course and how you are finding the programme. This will be your opportunity to ask any questions you may have. This call may be with a psychological practitioner, for example a CBT therapist, or a physical practitioner, for example a physiotherapist. If you feel it would be more relevant to speak with a particular type of therapist, please inform us of this and we will try to make suitable arrangements.
But we do recognise that it's a lot of information to take in all at once, and one of the tenets of our service is that we pace ourselves. So please don't try to race ahead and look at the information all at once. Just try and take each bit at a time and look at the information and listen to the videos and try and think of some questions to talk to your practitioner when they do phone you.
Yeah, I think that's really, really important, Helen, that managing any sort of physical symptoms, whether that's pain, whether it's fatigue, whether it's neurological symptoms like maybe having seizures or having a functional neurological disorder, being able to pace yourself and give yourself time to look at these techniques and think about how you might use them and what they look like in your life is really, really important. So the programme builds on what you've done each week. So being able to stick to that week by week approach is really important. If you jump ahead, you might miss some of the things that are in the other steps. Really useful to think about the conversation you want to have with your practitioner when they call you up. So I guess we've got just a few top tips for that call and being able to get the most out of it. So I think number one for me would be, don't be afraid to say what didn't work. You might want to make just maybe a list as you work through the videos, as you work through the book, of things that you found useful, or things that you found less useful, or maybe things that were just completely confusing, because then in that call, either whoever the practitioner is who's going to meet up with you each week is going to be able to talk through some of those things with you and help you to look at how this could be useful in your life, what we maybe need to adapt, or maybe some other techniques that they can suggest that you try instead.
And everybody's symptoms are different. Everybody who comes into our service is experiencing persistent symptoms of some sort, pain, fatigue and other symptoms. And we all have different lives, and so we recognise that there will be elements of the programme that are more relevant to some people and not others. But what I would encourage you to do is to look through all of those, because sometimes we can surprise ourselves with what we find out about ourselves in these programmes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why it's so important to be able to have a talk, either face-to-face through a video chat or on the phone with your practitioner, because they'll be able to help you think about what's going on in your life and how we can adapt things for you.
Thinking about what you can expect from us, we will provide you with all the resources, the handbook, videos and weekly phone calls throughout the programme. We will also try our best to signpost you to other resources and/or services if this is required. The clinician who contacts you will be ready to listen to both what is going well and what you are struggling with so that they can best support you. We will work collaboratively with you, delivering person-centred care in order to help you to manage your physical symptoms and live a happier, healthier life. Finally, our discussions are confidential. We will only talk about you outside of the team when you give permission or if we think you are at risk of harm and we need to protect you or others. We do expect that you try to cover the content suggested week by week and commit to the weekly phone call from a clinician. If you are going to be unable to cover the content and/or commit to the weekly phone call for more than 2 sessions, then we recommend that you defer to a later programme. If you are unable to complete the weekly call, please let us know by contacting us. The details to do this are at the end of the video. If you find the programme too difficult to manage due to physical symptoms and/or emotional aspects, please discuss this with us so we can decide how to move forwards. Try as many of the strategies as possible that we suggest during the programme. You might surprise yourself with what works, but make sure that you pace yourself.
The videos that you've got that accompany the programme, you can go and watch as many times as you want. So if you want to revisit something, that's absolutely fine. And don't forget that we've got a website, so the details of that will have been included in the letter that you got telling you about the group programme when you received your book. On there are lots of additional resources, so it can be really useful to just go and explore that as well and see if there's any additional help that might just help you to use some of this in day-to-day life, or even to be able to help a family member to understand better. And that's another top tip really, is if it would be useful to share any of these videos with family or with friends so that they can better understand what you're experiencing or what it is that you're trying to do when you're doing things differently, then please feel free to let them share those videos.
We are in a very unprecedented situation at the moment, and we haven't, as Angela says at the beginning, we haven't delivered care in this way before. So obviously it's going to be important for us to get your feedback, and because we are always trying to improve our services and improve our service to you. So if you do have any feedback that might help us with that, anything constructive, that would be really helpful too.
And we do all hope, not just Helen and I, but everyone who's in the service, hope that you find these videos, the manuals and the calls useful in getting through the programme. And we look forward to having your feedback.
Thank you for watching this video. If you have any queries, questions or would like to get in touch, please contact our team on 01768 245 954 or email us at ppss@ncic.nhs.uk.